The only thing standing between you and greatness is your own belief. No one is better than you. It's not about luck. It's not about talent. It's about the mindset, discipline, and strategy you bring to the game. You want to be the best. Then listen closely. Here are 10 key lessons that will put you leagues ahead of the competition. Let's go. Number 1. Stop seeking approval. Own your path. Most people live their lives like puppets, tied down by what society, family, and so-called friends expect of them. Because they are afraid to stand on their own, they need acceptance like oxygen. They don't want to make big decisions because they're always asking others for permission to move forward. What is the truth, though? People who are good don't wait for permission. They are in charge of their path. Let's dissect this. Over the years, we've all learned to look for approval from other people. Likely you learned early on how to make other people happy, fit in, and follow the rules. And this way of thinking stuck with you as you got older. It became so natural for you to want other people's approval that you started to doubt yourself and look for their views before acting. Before making a move in your life, you started to wait for approval or someone to say, okay. But this need for validation is the biggest obstacle between you and greatness. Every time you seek approval, you're handing over a piece of your personal power. You're waiting for someone to say, yes, that's the right thing to do. But why wait for someone else's green light when you have the ability to lead yourself? As Marcus Aurelius, one of the most powerful men in history, once wrote, "Be yourself, don't change your mind for anyone." The best don't wait for permission. They act with conviction. They trust their vision. They make decisions based on their own principles, and they move forward with laser focus, regardless of whether others understand or support their choices. The moment you stop seeking validation from others is the moment you begin to unlock your true potential. No one else knows your vision like you do. No one will care about your dreams as much as you do. When you embrace this reality, you stop wasting energy on trying to get approval and start focusing on what really matters, your journey. The key here is self-reliance. The best understand that their success doesn't depend on whether others validate their actions. Instead, it's about having the confidence to know that your vision, your decision-making, and your goals are what will define your future. Stop explaining yourself to people who don't understand your journey. The moment you realize that you don't owe anyone an explanation for living your truth, you will break free from the chains of approval. People who are meant to be in your life will respect your decisions, even if they don't always agree with them. And those who don't, well, they're not meant to walk alongside you anyway. This is where true confidence is born. The best don't ask for permission. They act. They trust their instincts and move forward with unwavering belief in their path. They don't look around for reassurance or approval. They create their own path and have the courage to walk it, even when it's uncertain. Think about the legends you admire, the people who've changed the game in their fields. Steve Jobs didn't wait for permission to reinvent technology. Elon Musk didn't wait for approval to launch SpaceX. They took risks, they trusted their vision, and that's exactly what allowed them to rise to the top. They owned their path, even when others doubted them. So what does this mean for you? It's simple. Stop asking for permission to be great. Own your path. Take control. Trust yourself. Your decisions, your actions, and your beliefs should never be dictated by the approval of others. When you stop seeking approval, you begin living life on your terms. The moment you embrace this mindset, you'll break free from the cycle of doubt and insecurity and step into the power of unshakable confidence. Make today the day you stop explaining yourself. Act with conviction. Trust that your vision is the path forward. When you start living authentically, the world around you will take notice. It won't always be easy, but it will always be worth it. Because when you own your path, no one can take it from you. So here's the challenge. Stop seeking approval. Own your path. Trust that you are the only one who knows what's best for you. The best don't wait for others to tell them they're on the right track. They trust themselves, and that's the kind of power you need if you want to be the best. Number 2, outwork everyone. No shortcuts, no excuses. A term used by the Stoics was acta non verba. It means actions, not words. It's not just a catchy phrase, it's a way of life. The Stoics thought that deeds spoke louder than words. In a world full of talkers, the people who get ahead are the ones who do. They know that words alone won't get you where you want to go. You have to work hard every day. Potential isn't rewarded in this world. It awards good work. You can talk about your goals and think about them all day, but you won't grow until you start moving toward them. It doesn't matter how smart you are or how much you can do. The most important thing is your ability to do it every day. The best people don't wait for the right time, the right chance, or the right amount of drive. They work every time, no matter what. Epictetus, a man who was born a slave and overcame unimaginable adversity to become one of the most influential philosophers in history, said, "How long are you going to wait before you demand the best for yourself?" That's the question you need to ask yourself today. How long are you going to wait? How long will you settle for mediocrity when you know you have what it takes to be great? The world is full of people who talk about what they want to achieve, but the best, the ones who truly rise above the rest, are the ones who act. There are no shortcuts. No one is coming to save you. This is your fight. You have two choices: make excuses or make progress. No one can do the work for you. You can't blame circumstances, your upbringing, or your current situation. Those are just excuses. The truth? The best outwork everyone day after day, no matter what. They put in the hours when no one is watching, they grind through the challenges, and they show up relentlessly. Look at history's greatest achievers. Did they take shortcuts? Absolutely not. They faced struggles, failures, setbacks, but they pushed through. They showed up when everyone else was sleeping. They kept working when others took the easy route. They had the discipline to stay the course when it would have been easier to quit. The best don't let circumstances determine their success. They create their success through consistent, tireless effort. Now let's be clear about something. Outworking everyone doesn't mean working for the sake of working. It means working smart and working hard. It means mastering the fundamentals, staying disciplined, and pushing yourself beyond what you thought was possible. The best are obsessed with improvement. They don't rely on luck or wait for opportunity to knock. They create their opportunities through sheer willpower and effort. So ask yourself, are you really putting in the work? Are you giving your all every single day, no matter how you feel or what obstacles you face? Stop making excuses. The best aren't looking for the easy way out. They're looking for ways to improve every single day. And here's a hard truth. You don't get to complain about your results if you haven't put in the work. The best don't waste their energy complaining or blaming others for their circumstances. They focus on action. Every hour spent complaining is an hour wasted that could have been used to outwork the competition. The Stoics were masters of self-discipline. They understood that the path to greatness requires sacrifice. They didn't wait for the stars to align. They created their own path through effort and determination. If you want to be the best, you have to embrace this mindset. Stop waiting for motivation. Start working even when you don't feel like it. Success doesn't happen overnight. It happens after months and years of focused, consistent effort. And remember, the best don't get distracted by shortcuts or excuses. They focus on what they can control: their effort, their mindset, and their actions. So today, make the choice. Outwork everyone.
Show up when no one else will. Do the work, stay disciplined, and don't look for shortcuts. The best aren't waiting for the perfect moment. They're making every moment count. Will you do the same?
Number 3, control your mind. Discipline over motivation. The concept of motivation is a scam from time to time. But what about discipline? That lasts for all time. We've all had those days when we were so energized and ready to take on the world that we believed nothing could stop us. Everything seems to be in order and motivation is high. That same energy goes away the next day though. Your jobs that used to inspire you now seem like mountains when you wake up tired and unmotivated. Motivation comes and goes. One minute it's bright, the next it's stormy. Building a house on sand is the opposite of being motivated to do things. It isn't steady. But what about discipline? You can't go wrong with discipline. Because of how you feel, it doesn't come and go. No matter how you feel, what's going on, or what you're thinking, you choose discipline every day, that you will always work toward your goals. Self-discipline is what keeps you going when the fun wears off, the tasks get harder, and your willpower starts to waver. Motivation is like a short-term boost of energy.
Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic emperors, reminded himself daily, "You don't have to turn this into something. It doesn't have to upset you." He understood that external circumstances and emotions don't control us. We control how we react to them. The best don't let emotions dictate their actions. They don't wait for the perfect mood to show up. They don't wait for the stars to align. They wake up and they execute. Regardless of how they feel, whether they're tired, stressed, or facing difficult circumstances, the best show up and do the work. They rely on discipline, the ability to act in alignment with their goals despite how they feel. Think about it. How many times have you woken up and said, "I'll work out tomorrow," or "I'll tackle that project later," or maybe, "I'm just not in the mood today"? That's motivation speaking. But the best don't give themselves that option. They act, regardless of their feelings. They don't let their emotions decide their actions. They use their minds as their greatest weapon, pushing through the mental barriers that try to hold them back. Your mind is either your greatest weapon or your biggest enemy. It's the lens through which you see the world, and it influences your decisions, your actions, and ultimately your success. So how you train your mind matters. You have the power to decide whether your thoughts will propel you forward or hold you back. And the key is discipline. The ability to choose your actions even when your mind tries to convince you otherwise. Think about the best athletes, performers, and leaders. Are they driven by motivation alone? Absolutely not. They wake up early, put in the work, and push through exhaustion and self-doubt because they've cultivated a mindset that says, "This is what needs to be done, regardless of how I feel." They have discipline. They trust their ability to show up every day, and that trust is what ultimately drives their success. So ask yourself, are you letting your emotions control you? Or are you in control of your emotions? Are you waiting for the perfect mood to show up? Or are you committed to taking action no matter what? If you want to be the best, you must control your mind. This doesn't mean suppressing your feelings or ignoring your emotions. It means not letting them dictate your actions. The best don't let their minds wander into negative thought patterns. They practice mindfulness, focus on the present moment, and constantly work on sharpening their mental discipline. They know that a strong mind leads to strong actions. They know that discipline over motivation is the key to lasting success. So today, choose discipline over motivation. Decide that no matter how you feel, you will show up, you will execute, and you will make progress. Because when your mind is your greatest ally, nothing can stop you.
Number 4, ignore the competition. Focus on your own game. It's bad to compare things. It makes you weak. You get jealous of it. People's success is always shown off on social media these days, so it's easy to fall into the trap of comparison. If you look at someone else's highlight reel on Instagram or LinkedIn, you might start to compare your own life to theirs. You feel bad about yourself, angry, and let down because it looks like someone else is winning while you're stuck. But here is the hard truth. Comparing yourself to others only holds you back. It makes you tired and takes your attention away from what's important, your own growth.
Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, understood this all too well. He said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Think about that for a moment. Most of the suffering caused by comparison isn't even real. It's all in your mind. You create a narrative that someone else has something you don't, and suddenly you're caught in a cycle of envy and insecurity. But the truth? Those comparisons are illusions. You're imagining things about other people's lives that may not even be true, and in doing so, you're wasting precious time and energy. The best? They don't care about the competition. They don't waste time wondering how they measure up against others. Instead, they put their energy into their own game, 100% focused on their own journey, their own goals, their own growth. They understand that their progress is not dependent on what others are doing. They know that the moment you take your eyes off your own path and start looking at someone else's, you start to lose. While others are busy stalking social media, wasting time on envy and self-doubt, the best are executing. They're putting in the work, fine-tuning their craft, and focusing on what they can control. Every second spent comparing is a second you could have used to build something great. Instead of obsessing over what others have accomplished or how they're succeeding, the best use that energy to take action and make progress in their own lives. The truth is, the competition doesn't matter. No one else's journey can compare to yours, because your journey is unique. The only person you should be comparing yourself to is the person you were yesterday. Are you getting better? Are you taking steps towards your goals? Are you becoming the best version of yourself? If so, you're winning. Think about the top performers in any field, whether they're athletes, entrepreneurs, or artists. Do they spend their time worrying about the competition? No. They're too busy focusing on their craft, refining their skills, and mastering their own lane. When Kobe Bryant was in the gym, he wasn't concerned about what LeBron James was doing. He was focused on becoming the best version of himself. When Steve Jobs was building Apple, he wasn't comparing himself to Bill Gates. He was obsessed with creating the most revolutionary products the world had ever seen. And this is the mindset you need if you want to be the best. Focus on your own lane. Stop worrying about what others are doing. Your success is built on your own actions, your own discipline, and your own unique vision. The best don't waste time measuring themselves against others. They put in the work and trust the process. So ask yourself, how much time are you spending comparing yourself to others? How much mental energy are you wasting on jealousy or insecurity? Every moment you spend comparing is a moment you could have used to move forward in your own life. The only thing standing between you and greatness is your ability to stay focused on your own path. From now on, choose to ignore the competition. Put your blinders on and focus on what you can control. Stop measuring your worth against someone else's success. The best don't worry about who's ahead of them. They're too busy mastering their own journey. And that's exactly what you need to do. Focus on your own game and let the rest fall away.
Number 5. Fail fast, learn faster. You're going to fail, that's a fact. But how you respond determines whether you'll rise or stay down. You can't stop failing. Things will not always go as planned, no matter how hard you work or how well you plan. The project fails, the deal falls through, the plan goes wrong, and more mistakes are made. But here's the thing, failing isn't the issue. What changes things is how you handle loss. One of the most famous Stoic thinkers, Marcus Aurelius, said, "What stands in the way becomes the way." He realized something very important. Problems aren't meant to stop you, they're meant to show you the way. Every mistake you make can teach you something and be a part of your journey. Now is not the time to run away or give up. They give you chances to learn and get better.
The best don't fear failure. They don't see it as something to avoid at all costs. Instead, they embrace it. They know that the quicker they fail, the faster they can learn. In fact, they actively seek out failure. They test their ideas, push their limits, and challenge themselves to the point where failure is inevitable. Why? Because each failure brings clarity. It strips away what doesn't work and forces them to find new ways of thinking, new solutions, and new approaches. The faster they fail, the quicker they discover what will actually lead to success. Edison's famous words come to mind. "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Now imagine if Edison had stopped after his first 100 failures, or his first 1,000. The world would have never known the light bulb. Every one of his failures taught him something, and each lesson brought him closer to his breakthrough. The best understand that failure is not a stop sign, it's a lesson in disguise. Think about your own experiences. How many times have you tried something and failed? What did you learn? Did you pivot and try again? Or did you allow that failure to stop you? The difference between success and failure lies in your response to failure. If you let it define you or hold you back, you'll stay stuck. But if you take the failure as an opportunity to analyze, adjust, and attack again, you'll be closer to success than you were before. The best know that failure is inevitable, but how they handle it separates them from everyone else. When things go wrong, they don't cry over spilled milk or get consumed with frustration. They analyze, what happened? Why did it happen? What could I have done differently? And once they've learned from their mistakes, they adjust their strategy and move forward, stronger and more prepared for what's next. Look at athletes. Even the best, like Michael Jordan or Serena Williams, have faced crushing losses. But they didn't dwell on those losses. They studied them. They learned from them. And then they came back with even more determination. Their failures weren't setbacks. They were fuel for their growth. The same applies to successful entrepreneurs. Steve Jobs, for instance, was ousted from his own company, Apple. That failure didn't define him. He took what he learned, made adjustments, and eventually returned to revolutionize the tech world. Failure didn't break him, it made him better. So, here's the challenge for you. Fail fast. Don't wait for failure to come. Actively seek it out by stepping out of your comfort zone, trying new things, and testing your limits. The faster you fail, the faster you'll learn what works and what doesn't. And when you fail, don't waste time feeling sorry for yourself or blaming others. Instead, analyze the situation, learn from it, adjust your approach, then go again, armed with new knowledge and a stronger mindset. Failure is not a sign that you're on the wrong path. It's a signal that you're moving forward, that you're growing. The best don't fear failure. They chase it, they learn from it, and then they rise again, faster, stronger, and more determined than ever. So today, stop running from failure. Start embracing it. Fail fast, learn faster, and watch how quickly you rise. The best aren't afraid to fall because they know that every fall is a lesson on the way to greatness.
Number 6. Cut out. Weak mindsets. Surround yourself with strength. You may have heard this before, but the place where you live has a bigger effect on you than you think. The mindsets and energies of the people you spend time with have an effect on who you become. No matter how big your goals are, it will be very hard to reach them if you're always around people who are negative, making excuses, or not wanting to do anything. Let's face it, the people in your group either lift you up or bring you down. The best? Weak views are not tolerated by them. People who are like that know that the people they hang out with can either help them become great or hold them back. There's no middle ground. There are many ways in which the mindset of the people you hang out with affects your own.
Seneca said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Think about it. When you're constantly around people who complain, criticize, and limit themselves, it's easy to get sucked into that same mindset. Before you know it, you're mirroring their attitudes. You're thinking small, procrastinating, or making excuses because that's what you see every day. But the best refuse to fall into that trap. They refuse to surround themselves with people who make excuses. Instead, they seek out those who are focused, disciplined, and relentlessly committed to achieving their goals. If you want to elevate your life, you have to start elevating your circle. You need people who will push you when you're tired, challenge your thinking when you get comfortable, and hold you accountable when you slack off. People who bring positive energy, who believe in growth, and who make you feel like your dreams are within reach. These are the kinds of people you need around you. Negativity, laziness, gossip, cut it out. If you want to rise to the top, you have to protect your mind from these toxic influences. It's not about being rude or dismissive, but about choosing your battles and your company wisely. Your environment is either making you stronger or making you softer. And the best, they choose strength every time. You might think you can be strong enough to rise above negativity. Maybe you believe you can be the exception. But the reality is that you become the average of the people you spend the most time with. If you're spending your time around people who have no ambition, no vision, and no drive, it will eventually rub off on you. It's the law of proximity. You are shaped by those closest to you. And if those closest to you aren't pushing you to become your best self, then it's time for a change. This is where you have to get ruthless. You need to be honest with yourself about who you're spending time with. Are they lifting you up? Are they making you better? If not, it's time to reassess. Don't be afraid to make hard decisions when it comes to who gets access to your time and energy. Your future is too important to waste on people who aren't aligned with your vision for success. You've heard the saying, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. It's true. So look at those 5 people. Do they reflect the life you want to create for yourself? If not, it's time to find people who do. Seek out mentors, peers, and friends who are living the kind of life you want to live. People who inspire you, push you, and hold you to a higher standard. The best are careful with their circle because they understand the profound effect other people's energy can have on their own. They surround themselves with strength, and the people who are around them are people who push the boundaries of what's possible. They keep each other accountable. They don't tolerate laziness, excuses, or negativity. They challenge each other, pick each other up when they fall, and celebrate each other's wins. So, take a moment to reflect on your circle. Are the people around you pushing you to be your best? Are they making you stronger, more disciplined, and more focused? If not, it might be time to start surrounding yourself with strength. People who challenge you to go further than you thought you could. Cut out weak mindsets and surround yourself with people who help you grow, because your success depends on it.
Number 7. Master the boring stuff. The unseen work wins. Lucky moments happen all the time and people talk about them as if they were the key to success. But the best people know better. People who are smart know that luck is just the result of hours and hours of hard work that you can't see. The truth is that you don't become successful by waiting for a chance to come along. You get ready so fully and consistently that when the chance comes up, you're ready to jump at it right away. What about that preparation? It's in the dull things. The best don't just rely on their skills. They don't wait for everything to be just right. They get good at the basics. What makes all the difference are the boring routines, the hours spent behind closed doors, and the boring jobs that are done over and over again. Doing these things sets the stage for real success. Their unique quality is that they work hard even when no one is looking.
You see, everyone wants the result, the shiny awards, the accolades, the recognition, but very few are willing to put in the work behind the scenes. Think about a world-class athlete. We admire their achievements, but what we don't see are the endless hours in the gym, the grueling practices, the early mornings, and the sacrifice. The best don't shy away from the hard, repetitive work. They embrace it because they know that greatness isn't made in the spotlight. It's made in the dark. In the same way, true success in any field is built on the repetitive, sometimes boring work. You need to spend countless hours sharpening your craft, doing the things that don't get recognition but are critical to improvement. It's not glamorous, it's not exciting, but it's what separates the best from the rest. Let's talk about entrepreneurs, people who start businesses, create innovative products, and build empires. We see their success stories, but we don't often see the years of frustration, the constant setbacks, and the repetitive work of learning, failing, and improving. The same goes for anyone who's ever achieved something great. Behind every big success is an endless amount of unseen work. The emails sent, the problems solved, the hours spent doing the little things that make the big things possible. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers and emperors, knew this truth all too well. He spent countless hours in reflection, self-discipline, and the study of philosophy. He wasn't relying on luck to lead the Roman Empire. He was relying on his constant practice of self-mastery, focusing on consistent, everyday effort to make better decisions. His success was not built on grand moments of inspiration, but on his quiet commitment to mastering the basics of leadership, justice, and discipline. It's easy to be distracted by the idea of shortcuts or hacks. Everyone's looking for the next big secret, the trick that will make success feel effortless. But the best, they know that there is no shortcut to greatness. The key to their success lies in consistency. They understand that greatness is built step by step by mastering the boring stuff, the little tasks, the habits, the repetitions that everyone else overlooks. That's where the real work happens. So, ask yourself, what boring work are you avoiding? What daily routines are you not fully committing to? Maybe it's waking up early, putting in the hours at the gym, or committing to your craft when no one is watching. Whatever it is, master the boring stuff. Don't wait for a burst of motivation or inspiration. Build your success by being consistent, by doing what's necessary day in and day out. Because here's the truth. When preparation meets opportunity, you don't just get lucky, you get ready. And that readiness is built on the unseen work, the boring stuff, the small details that make up the foundation of all true success. The best don't chase the thrill of the moment, they chase the grind. They master the fundamentals because they know that's where true greatness is formed. So, don't avoid the boring stuff. Embrace it. Because when you do, you're laying the groundwork for something far greater than you can imagine.
Number 8. Be ruthless with your time. Cut distractions. The most important thing you have is time. Still, most people just throw it away. You can't get back any of the minutes that slip away. Time really does not wait for anyone. It does not slow down for your reasons, distractions, or putting things off. It's gone for good after it's gone. Marcus Aurelius, who was very smart, wrote, "You could end your life right now. What you do, say, and think should be based on that." This is a harsh warning that time is short and every moment is important. Do yourself a disservice by not treating time like it's the most important thing you have.
The best, the ones who achieve greatness, are ruthless with their time. They understand that success isn't just about working hard, it's about being deliberate with how you spend every second. They don't waste time scrolling through social media, arguing over things that don't matter, or falling into the trap of mindless distractions. Every moment is accounted for, every task is intentional, and every action has a purpose. They don't let life slip away without squeezing out every drop of potential from it. Think about it. We all have 24 hours in a day, but how many of those hours are truly productive? How many of those hours are spent on things that align with your goals, your dreams, your vision? Most people are too busy wasting time on things that don't serve them. They waste hours on low-value activities just because it's easy or comfortable. But the best? They're intentional about their time. They know that time is the one resource that, once spent, can't be regained, so they use it wisely. They don't waste it on the frivolous or the unnecessary. Cutting distractions is one of the most powerful habits you can adopt if you want to achieve greatness. This means eliminating anything that pulls you away from your purpose. Whether that's mindlessly scrolling through social media, binge-watching TV shows or spending time with people who don't support your vision. If you want to become the best, you have to ask yourself, is this activity moving me closer to my goals? If the answer is no, get rid of it. It's not just about saying no to distractions. It's about creating boundaries. Create a schedule, stick to it, and protect your time like it's the most sacred thing you own. You don't have the luxury of wasting hours on trivial things. Every hour you spend is one step closer to either achieving your dreams or losing them. Be brutal about the distractions you allow into your life. Are the people around you helping you stay focused, or are they pulling you into pointless conversations? Is that extra hour of sleep really worth it if it means losing time you could spend working on your craft? These are the tough decisions that the best make. They are ruthless with their time because they understand the stakes. Even small distractions can add up to hours lost in a week, in a month, in a year. And those hours add up to missed opportunities. The best don't let that happen. They protect their focus fiercely. They guard their time like a priceless treasure. Every decision they make is about how they can spend their time more effectively, more deliberately, and with greater purpose. Look at the greatest achievers of all time, people like Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos. They didn't become successful by frittering away their time. They made conscious decisions every single day to cut out distractions, focus on what mattered, and work relentlessly on their goals. Their success wasn't built on luck. It was built on prioritizing their time above everything else. So what does this mean for you? It's time to get ruthless. Start by taking a hard look at how you're spending your time. What are you doing that's not serving your goals? What can you cut out? Time is the most precious resource you have, and the best are extremely protective of it. They don't waste it, they don't give it away, and they don't let distractions steal it. They own their time, and that's why they achieve great things. If you want to be the best, you have to start treating your time like the precious commodity it truly is. Every hour, every minute, every second counts. Be ruthless with your time and watch how much more you can achieve.
Number 9. Stay hungry. Never settle. The moment you believe you've made it, you begin to lose. One common mistake is to think that success is a place you get to, a time when you can finally rest, say, "I did it," and stop. There I am, at the top. But that's where most people stumble. Progress is slowed down by being too comfortable. As soon as you believe you've reached your goal and fully completed your tasks, you begin to slow down, rest on your laurels, and lose. Goodest? Not ever do they fall for that trick. They don't stop eating. They don't give up. They never get comfortable.
Seneca, in his infinite wisdom, warned against this exact mindset when he said, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live." This quote is a constant reminder that life is not about reaching a single peak and then resting. It's about a continuous, lifelong journey of growth and improvement. There's always something new to learn, a higher standard to strive for, and a bigger challenge to overcome. If you think you've mastered everything, you're already on your way to losing the game. The best are always on the hunt for the next level. They're not satisfied with yesterday's accomplishments. They're not content with their past achievements. The mission is never over. They understand that once you become complacent, you start declining. If you stop pushing forward, you start falling behind. So they remain relentlessly hungry, driven by the desire to be better, to do more, and to achieve more. This doesn't mean being unhappy or dissatisfied with your progress. It means recognizing that there is always more potential to unlock, always more room for growth. The best understand that success is a moving target, and the moment you stop aiming for it, you stop progressing. They stay hungry because they know that their full potential is limitless, and they're willing to keep working, keep striving, and keep improving until they've squeezed every bit of greatness out of themselves. Think about some of the most successful people in history: Steve Jobs, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan. All of them were driven by an unrelenting desire to keep getting better, no matter how much they had already achieved. They didn't stop once they reached the top. They didn't settle into comfort. They wanted more. They were always searching for a new challenge, a new skill, or a new way to push the limits of their potential. This hunger for improvement is what sets them apart. And that hunger is what will set you apart too. When you stay hungry, you keep evolving. You don't let yourself get comfortable with what you know or what you've accomplished. You keep your eyes on the next goal, the next challenge, the next victory. You see success not as an endpoint, but as a part of a continuous cycle of growth. Every achievement is just a stepping stone to something greater. And that's how you keep rising. The best don't need external motivation to keep going. They're internally driven by the desire to improve, to evolve, and to see just how far they can push themselves. They're always learning, always growing, always hungry for more. They understand that life is about the journey, not the destination. And the moment they stop learning is the moment they start losing. So, stay hungry. Never get comfortable. Keep learning, keep improving, and keep striving for the next level. The mission is never over. There's always more to achieve, more to discover, and more to become. And that's what will ensure that you're always moving forward, always growing, and always becoming the best version of yourself.
Number 10. Bet on yourself. No one is coming to save you. Because of this hard truth, you need to accept it if you want to become the best person you can be. You don't owe anyone anything. Nothing good is going to happen to you out of the blue. You have to be in charge of your whole life if you want to be great. No one is going to help you or fix your issues. You are the only one who can make your dreams come true and build the life you want. You have to trust yourself because it's the only thing that can promise success.
Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, understood this deeply when he said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." This is the cornerstone of self-reliance. Master yourself, your thoughts, your actions, your emotions, your decisions, and the rest will follow. Freedom comes from taking control of your own destiny, and that starts by owning every aspect of your life. You can't sit around waiting for someone else to fix things or to make decisions for you. You have to make the call. You have to decide where you want to go, how hard you're willing to work, and what kind of person you want to become. If you want to be great, you need to stop making excuses. The world doesn't care about your reasons for why things aren't going the way you want. It doesn't care about the obstacles or setbacks you faced. The best don't let excuses hold them back. They take ownership of their circumstances and find a way to make it happen. No matter what, you can't wait for the perfect moment, the right circumstances, or the approval of others. You have to act now, because the only thing that guarantees failure is sitting back and waiting for something to change. The truth is, no one is coming to save you, and that's exactly how it should be. This is your life, and you are the only one who can change it. When you bet on yourself, you take control of your fate. You stop playing the victim. You stop hoping someone will rescue you from your situation, and you start rescuing yourself. You become the hero of your own story. The best aren't waiting for things to line up perfectly. They make their own luck. They don't rely on others to take action for them, because they know that the only person who can create the life they want is themselves. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that success will somehow come from external sources, whether it's from other people, good luck, or circumstances outside of your control. But here's the cold, hard truth. You are the one who has to make it happen. It's your effort, your decisions, your mindset, and your persistence that will determine whether you succeed or fail. So stop looking outside yourself for answers and start looking inward. Bet on yourself, because no one else will. The best, the ones who truly achieve greatness, understand that their success depends entirely on their own actions. They take full responsibility for their journey, and they never look for someone else to fix things for them. They know that only they have the power to shape their future, and they take that power seriously. They own their mistakes, they own their setbacks, and they own their progress. Because when you take responsibility for everything in your life, you also take responsibility for your success. So, bet on yourself. Believe in your ability to create the life you want. Take full ownership of your journey, and don't wait for anyone to save you. The path to greatness is self-determined. It's all on you, your actions, your mindset, and your commitment to the process. If you want to be the best, it starts with trusting yourself and knowing that you have everything you need to succeed. Own it, because your future is in your hands and no one else can do the work for you. No one is better than you unless you let them be. The difference between the great and the average? Mindset, work ethic, discipline. Will you step up? Will you execute? Drop a comment saying, "I will be the best," if you're ready. And if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button right now. Let's build a mindset that no one can break.